We're going to look at some new up-and-coming brands that are doing digital storytelling, that are doing it extremely well and placing the customer at the center of the conversation. As the digitalisation of everything has moved products into services, we are now seeing the end of downloads of some media. We've moved from CDs and tape cassettes, even of Europe, even though I still have it, into access, renting access to a service or music as a service. Digitization drives personal stories. My mates create my playlists for me. I can follow various people who know more about music than I do. That way I have a personalized story, a personalized experience of my listening habits. Accessing digital stories and creating what's essentially the soundtrack of my life. How narcissistic is this? Every individual, and you know this, has a story. We like to think of our own lives as movies. And so when we're walking down the street in Angel or in Islington, we want to be listening to geolocation-specific music or something that's in tune with our mood every day. And new digital services are enabling this. We can tune into things like geo-tunes on Spotify, giving us hyper-local information or hyper-local content that is relevant for us if we happen to feel very local in our place where we're hanging out, like Bar Italia by Pulp, for example. Analog could never do this, but digital is able to provide us with these kind of services. I want to give you a couple of more examples of this sort of social, local, mobile experience where brands are really turning us as consumers into the hero. Who's ever used Airbnb? Yeah, fantastic. Of course, you're all early adopters. But what Airbnb and other social networks or peer-to-peer services are doing are once again creating very hyper-localized experiences for us where we get to live out our lives. We get to create our own kind of personality profiles. We get to hyper-localize the information they give back to us. We can say we want to stay one night in Islington near the Business Design Centre for one night. And of course we have a chance then to also check out the various profiles of people who do want to offer their places for us. Now you can think that digital startup brands like the likes of Airbnb maybe have it easier than old school brands in connecting with us. But again, this brand that only has about 100 employees are again trusting people around the world to give a great hospitality experience, or on the reverse, to be great tenants. But also we can hyper-localize and personalize the information we share, the kind of reviews about us that we provide and that other people rate us for. And also, it tunes us in to the personality. It gives us immediate savoir-faire about a new locality. It's like picking up the keys for your eccentric cousin in New York and having local experiences when you rent their place rather than staying in a big hotel. Of course, hotels are now picking up on this and learning from the likes of Airbnb in terms of how they turn the customer into a hero. And then we have other innovations that enable us to become the director, to curate our own lives and to share those, like the likes of GoPro, for example. I was in India just a few weeks ago, and of course it becomes easier than ever to travel around with a device like this. Again, that brings you to be the director, so you can be the hero of the story that you like to tell and share online with people around you. And of course, they make it easy for you, just like on the website, to sell you a whole bunch of extra stuff. Really great upsells, by the way, by GoPro. Who uses GoPro? Anybody? Okay, a few. Maybe some more people will today as well. So we'll just film you guys for a moment here as well. I promise to delete this later on, by the way. But what GoPro enables you to do is, on their website, for example, the information is already hyper-localized for you. They recognize that we happen to be in the UK in this example, and the kind of music and the videos that they display on their website is, of course, all shot with GoPro. They're turning GoPro users into directors and into heroes. Beautiful music, We can choose exactly the kind of information or the kind of things we want to buy from GoPro on their website. Again, we could have other experiences like this, where again, the motorcycle driver here is really the hero of the story. Incidentally, of course, the GoPro camera is called Hero because they are turning us into adventurers, into heroes of the brand story. And after a little while, in this particular video, I get sort of vertigo and start losing my balance. But nonetheless, this is where we're sharing our experiences, and they're letting all of us tell the brand story of our lives, the soundtrack of our lives. This is really the brand experience with GoPro. Think about how your brand connects with the consumer or the customer as the hero, just like GoPro Hero does, just like Airbnb. Think about how these stories make the customer the hero and how you can connect with the digital minds and the analog hearts of tomorrow's customers.